Smells so good. Good laundry.
All right, we are coming hot off our big 6-hour spectacular, baby. If you didn't watch that, you better go watch it after this because it got wild. And we are going to be talking all about the 6-hour spectacular later in the show, what we thought about it, how we felt about it. And also, if you were a fan of The Crow and his sour challenge, well, we have a very special surprise for you tonight. The Crow is going to be doing another sour challenge. We're going to get into why he's doing another one. There was a little bit of chaos after the show, and it turned out that he needed to do another challenge because of it. So we're going to get into that. We are also going to get into the big Challengers movie. Everybody's talking about the Challengers. The Crow and I watched that movie, so we're going to be talking about that. And we got a bunch of current events. Happy Pride Month, everybody. It is Pride.
Yeah.
You proud? Is everybody proud?
Is there any gay jesters out there? Because I don't know them.
Like gay hand gestures, you mean?
Your face is enough.
Oh, you said your face is a gay gesture? Damn. Damn. But these guys were talking about what it would be like if they were a gay couple, and it sounded very sweet, sounded very nice. And Roddy and Mo would make a very great gay couple, apparently.
We really would.
Right. So how are you guys celebrating Pride Month? Are you going to go to Target and stock up on your Pride gear?
We're going to go to Six Flags.
Six Flags. The gayest
Let's
place
go to
on
Disney.
earth.
Don't they have like gay? They have Gay Day at Disney.
Oh, that gay day?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they've had Gay Day before. I know that for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe this year we'll go together.
That's right.
We'll go to Gay Day wherever they have a gay day.
Wherever they have
the gay day is.
You will find us.
Listen, let's start off Pride Month with a heartwarming story, a heartwarming Pride story that involves the Pope. Everybody knows the Pope Francis. He is apologizing for making some homophobic remarks during a closed-door bishops' meeting. So apparently the Pope was talking in Italian or whatever language he speaks. I think it's Italian, yeah. And he had said something to the effect of, there's a bunch of F-bombs in the church. And you know what word I'm talking about. It's not fuck. He said there's basically, I don't know if he said there's too many, but he said there's a bunch of F-bombs in the church. And now there's an uproar about it. There's a lot of backlash going on. The Pope really doesn't get into too much controversy, I don't think. There's been a couple. I think he liked some Instagram model's ass on Instagram one time. The Pope, he did, right?
Yeah, I believe this is a
very interesting Pope. This is a very interesting Pope that we have here. So, listen, my thought about this is obviously it's not. You shouldn't be throwing out homophobic slurs, obviously, right? It's not appropriate. But
not on the holiest of months.
What do you think is going to happen when you get a 86-year-old Italian man in a room with his other Italian friends and there's a closed door? You don't think there's going to be racial epithets and homophobic slurs flying around? I mean, what are we all? What are we, dumb now?
Like, now you know you're retarded.
You didn't think that was going to happen? And who's snitching out the Pope? You're going to hell, buddy, because that was a closed-door meeting. So you're going right to hell for snitching. My man, he might have slipped. Listen, you think the Pope is a perfect guy? He may not even meant to say. He probably said, hey, there's a bunch of... And then he went, oh, my bad. I didn't even mean to say that. It's old habits. He's 86. You don't think he was dropping F-bombs when he was growing up? Come on. What do you expect from this guy? Right or wrong? This ain't a big deal.
He comes from a different world from us, Let this man just rock out.
Listen, the same way he went to the women's prison and washed their feet, he's going to go to the gay pride parade. He'll wash a couple gay guys' feet, some trans people's feet, and he'll make up for it. It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, he'll get out of it. He's fine.
I have, speaking of gays, I have a theory that I want to drop on you guys, okay? I've had this theory for a while.
I've been dying for this fucking theory.
I've had this theory for a while. And Roddy, you can really weigh in on this because you listen to podcasts. I truly believe that gay guys are the best podcast hosts. I think if you want to listen to a podcast, right, you got to listen to a podcast hosted, not by one. It has to be by two gay men. Because let me tell you right now, gay men, most of them, like the ones I hear podcasting at least, they're always super funny. They always know what's going on. They're always hip to what's happening. And they always have great stories from like their past of them partying and doing things. They're very topical. They know what's trendy. They're always on the pulse of things, and they're always super funny. Two of my favorite podcasts, Good Children and Welcome to Deadcast, hosted by two gay guys, the funniest guys I ever heard. And the podcasts are always entertaining. I never walk away from those podcasts thinking, That was a little bit of a bomb. It was a little bit lame. Roddy, what do you think about this? You love podcasts.
Yeah, it's true. On my podcast, those were some of my best episodes. Where whenever my gay friend came on.
Yeah, so you and him, two gay guys just going at it.
Especially when we got together in June.
Now, there's definitely evidence for this.
That's right.
You see this?
Yeah.
But yeah,
True.
I mean, go watch those. They're some of the most entertaining episodes we ever did. I know that much.
Right.
And that's what it is. They're on, they're, like you said, they're on top of everything, and they're funny. They're witty.
Always super witty.
Very.
And they always got great stories. Always got great club stories, great party stories. I used to work with a lot of gay people. Always talk, oh, yeah, we used to, back in the day, we did blow and did this and that. We used to come to work. I mean, they're always the funniest. I used to work with a gay guy who used to come in after getting like a train ran on him. It was always the best, bro. This dude would come in after getting high all weekend, right? And like Friday, he'd be on cloud nine because he knew he's about to do some drugs and he's about to get fucked, bro. This guy would be like, doing it. He'd walk with that switch and he'd always curse me out. He was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Like he'd always make fun of me and stuff. And then by the time Monday came around, my man was walking like, he was walking like the Tin Man, like, and I'm like, oh, they did a number on you last night. He'd be like, oh, shut up. They're like, they did a number on you this weekend, huh? They got you good. It was always great seeing that guy. It was always funny seeing that dude, bro. Pretty much every gay person I worked with was so funny and like you said, very witty. So
Facts.
The best podcast. So I think the best way to celebrate Pride Month is go listen to some. I don't know about lesbians though. I've never listened to a lesbian show. I don't know how they operate, but go listen to two gay guys host a podcast, and you're gonna have a great Pride Month. Like I said, welcome to Deadcast. And Good Children. Bangers. Absolute bangers. We need to get like some... I don't think we ever had a gay guy on our show.
No, I don't think we have any gay people.
Can we borrow yours,
We need
Roddy?
to fix that.
Can we borrow yours?
Yeah, you should. Get him.
Yeah, thank you. Let's borrow your gay.
Does he speak English?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, because I know you have a Spanish show, so I don't know if we need a translator.
No, yeah, you guys can borrow my gay.
Now, can we just like start our own podcast on here? Like we'll do it like on our channel, the same way we give, sometimes we let Tony do a couple things. Can we just start a new podcast where we have two gay guys host it? It'll be like its own separate entity on this channel. If any gay people out there listening, you can audition. Come to us, let us know, hit us up and audition for the podcast, because that's what we need to really get this channel going. That's what we need to spark this. And then they'll probably just leave and start their own channel, to be honest.
Gay men save the world.
That'll be a good title. Gay men save the world. God bless the gays. You never know. You see? You may see a new podcast coming up. You may. So let's get to something else gay. The Challengers. The big movie everybody's talking about with Zendaya and two tennis players, and they're both simping over her. We're not going to get into spoilers, and we're not going to get too deep into the movie because it's very new. But basically, there's these two friends. What are their names, Mo? Art and Donovan?
Art and Patrick.
Art and Patrick, right? So, and Art is the blonde?
Yes.
Art and Patrick. So, they're both simping over Zendaya. Art is married to Zendaya when you start the movie, right? But so now Art and Patrick, they used to be BFFs, they used to be buddies, and now they have to play this high-stakes tennis match years later, right? So they play this tennis match, there's a lot of stuff at stake here, and then the movie goes back in time over the next 2 hours, and they go back and forth between present-day tennis match and past of how they ended up like meeting Zendaya and all this stuff, and there was like a love triangle going on. She was with Patrick at first, but then Ant stole her away. So that's all I'm really going to say about the synopsis of it. And I have not much to say about this movie, except that cinematography was good. Acting was great, in my opinion.
Amazing.
I think the acting was really good. And I think the story was good, right? But here's where it lost me. At about an hour into the movie, I'm thinking to myself, all right, like, I feel like we're about almost done. Like, this should be about to be wrapped up. And then I click the thing to go to the bathroom because I'm getting fatigued. And I go, there's another hour and 10 minutes to this? I don't care that much about these people. Because everybody in this movie is a douche. Zendaya is like kind of cool because it's like she has these guys wrapped around her finger. She's like a boss babe, tennis prodigy, businesswoman, cutthroat killer. But I mean, she's still a bitch. So it's like I don't want her to succeed anyway. I don't want Ant because Ant or Art, whatever his name is, he's like a total puss. Patrick is just like a weird loser kind of guy. You don't care about him. Like
He's spoiled. He's a big child.
they're trying to manipulate each other as they go back in time. And I'm like, okay, I'm with this story, right? But to me, this story doesn't need to be told over a 2-hour span. There were points in the movie where I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like there's starting to be a rift in the friendship, and obviously there's a big 3-way scene where we're not going to get into that because we might spoil some stuff. But when that scene came on, I turned away. Let's put it down. I was like, all right, this is a little too much for me right now. I'm not handling it.
You don't got a little sugar in you? Can wash it through?
No, I don't got that.
Can wash it through you?
I didn't have that. That's not in for me to see that. That's not in for me to see that. So I'm gonna say like this was. I'm gonna put it this way. I can see why people love this movie. Same way I can see why people love Oppenheimer. But this movie, it didn't have enough to keep me interested. I didn't want to see either one of these people succeed. And at the end of the day, I was like, I don't care who ends up with her because like it literally doesn't matter to me at all. They're all lame. They're all terrible people. So why am I going to continue to watch? It's not that interesting for me to watch for a whole nother hour. What did you think about this, Crow?
Oh, I love the movie.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I love the movie. You know, you said it that the way the movie was filmed was executed very well. I feel like Hollywood has been just shoving all this other crap down our throats, and I was like, okay, we needed something different, and this was different. So that felt like a fresh brush. You know, I felt like, wow, this movie is doing something for me. I'm actually.
You mean
relax?
So when you watch that three-way
soundtrack,
scene, it really did something to you. That 3-way scene really did it for you. You like that, huh?
That 3-way scene was amazing because of how Zendaya fucking acted.
Yeah, that was
right.
Great. That was
her
great.
power in that scene. How she controlled everything was amazing. That was amazing. So well done. It was
wrapped around her finger.
Beautiful scene, right around her finger. I mean, she guided them. She made it. She was the center of that whole scene. It had nothing to do. And even when she like leaned back,
that was pretty good.
It was crazy.
I didn't expect it. I'll say that much. So what else you think? What else you think about this?
I didn't either. Without spoiling the movie, I mean, the soundtrack I really enjoyed. I mean, there was only one scene when it was basically raining and the wind was blowing.
I did not watch it.
Besides that, I felt like that scene was a little bit like, I don't understand about this scene, why we needed this one. But altogether, the movie was really enjoyable, and the ending, it's.
Did you like the ending?
Laugh.
Some people there was some criticism over the ending that it was ambiguous. I'll just say that.
For me, I without giving too much spoilers about the characters, I understood where they were all fucked up. The story was like, it was no winners. Yeah. It was people being people.
Right.
You know, it was like it was an honest bet.
People.
It was an honest setup. Like no one was being dishonest, and yet at the same time, it was just that their feelings were in the way. She never lied to them.
Nobody lied.
And they never lied to each other.
No, they kind of did. They kind of did.
But they try to play the game with each other. They try to play tennis with each other.
No, remember when he did lie in the beginning. He was like, oh, I don't think he's as into it as you, and she's not into it. So
he did. And
there was some scumbag shit.
And Patrick, how did he respond to that?
He still lied.
He understood why he would do it.
Right.
And he didn't even respond. He was like, oh, come on, man. He was like, these people honestly, it was hot for all of them. It was hot for all of them.
I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. I was thinking to myself, do these people exist in real life? Not that it needs to happen.
Yes.
I watch movies about people who get killed by mass murderers and demons. So I'm not saying these people need to be real, but I was like, if these people like this exist,
bro, I'm not gonna lie.
Do dynamics like this
was so relatable.
Who?
Zendaya's character was so relatable. Like how she emotionally
You've manipulated
was like,
2 men before?
No, I've never manipulated. It was the part about how she sucked. Like she was
how she what?
How she was being so upfront with them.
Oh, okay.
She told them the rules. She told them everything. She was straight about what she wanted.
So you've done that to men?
No, I'm saying that I understand how you can feel that way and tell other people, hey, this is how I fucking feel and this is how I want it to be. And other people emotions get all wild up and then they do something stupid.
So you have been the center of a love triangle, you're saying? What is relatable about this?
No, just relatable. Just that feeling, telling somebody what the fuck, yo, this is what it is. This is the relationship between me and you.
Right.
Nothing else.
Right. Well,
And
we do know that you love to give PowerPoint presentations and you love to express your feelings a lot and your thoughts.
yeah, but that doesn't belong. That doesn't belong with everybody.
Right. Right.
Right. Like, yeah, you don't do that with strangers, right?
No, not me. Well, I guess technically really technically we do. We're doing it right now.
I guess
we don't know like almost
fuck,
anybody
we got a little deep with
listening
you.
to this. Not the
No, she's really relatable, man. I just understood how she put up the boundaries. She set the rules up. She told them what it was, and one of them couldn't accept the rule.
I'm gonna say this right now. Zendaya was very hot in this movie.
She was fucking
hot.
phenomenal.
She was hot. I always thought Zendaya was pretty, but today's movie she was hot.
I can watch this movie like 2 more times.
You can watch 6 hours of this movie. Wow. I could not watch the movie.
She has some beautiful scenes, man.
I cannot watch the movie one more time. I cannot watch the other half of that movie. I knew Jay would love it. I just can tell.
Listen, the dude said it best. Who isn't into you?
Right.
Come on now. Who isn't into her?
Roddy, are you thinking about watching this?
Nah,
It doesn't sound like your kind of movie.
Come on, Roddy.
It doesn't sound like your kind of movie.
Come on, Roddy.
I already saw the scene.
Oh, you watched it?
Saw the scene? Oh, fuck you.
That's all you need to see, bro. That's all you need to see.
That's really only important. That's the only part I care about.
You don't want to
Wow.
see. You don't need to see.
Was that too much for you, Roddy?
What the rest of the movie maybe, but the scene was all right. I wish. Well, I don't want to give spoilers either.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. Guys
we'll probably be able to
later,
see it through your glasses.
Hmm.
I'm sure. We'll see it off the reflection of your glasses right now. So there's been a lot of talk about Pokimane. Everybody knows Pokimane, the streamer, very famous.
I thought you were just saying Pokemon.
No, not Pokemon. The very famous streamer Pokimane that everybody simps over. She told a story on her stream the other day, and it's going viral, about an editor that she had, okay? We're going to listen to what she said, but to set it up, basically she had this editor that was working with her, and she noticed that he was giving stuff in about a week or so late. And she was like, what's going on? Why are you bringing stuff in late? And she's like, he's an amazing editor. So she wasn't going to like try and lose him. She wasn't going to let him go. And she was like, is there anything I could do to help you to expedite this process so you can get stuff on time? And I guess he kind of ghosted her or something. So then she says a month later, he calls her back, and I'll let her take it from here.
Months go by, and he messages me out of the blue, and he says, hey, do you have time to talk? I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines. And I said, oh, like, great. Hopefully this is something that we can fix. Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. When I tell you I've never halted a conversation so fast, because I'm like, you are the person that I send like hours of footage to. I don't want to know what you're jacking it to. I don't want to know more. I shouldn't even know how much I know right now.
Roddy, what do you think about that miss?
Oh, I mean, I guess honesty is not always the best policy.
Yeah, that was definitely one of those situations.
Because that's the thing, like, she's got to at least appreciate his honesty. Like,
Now you know you're retarded.
it's not it's not like, what would rather be, would you rather get an excuse, like a made up excuse? Or,
Yes, in this case, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm saying honesty is not the best policy.
Yeah, in this
just make
case, I
something
can
else
imagine it. This is at first I was like, okay, this is dumb, but then I started talking to Cemetery Girl about it, right? And she was like, I don't know if this is exactly true. Like, I don't know if this is a true story, because who in their right mind? Okay, hear me out, right? Not only who in their right mind would admit it, right? But let's take it a step further. Roddy, you are getting paid, right, to edit a woman who you are, and you're a sick man, and not in real life. Well, you are, but you're sicker in this case, right? And somehow you land the dream job of editing a woman who you like to jerk off to and ejaculate too frequently, right? You're getting paid for this, and I'm assuming you're getting paid decent because Pokimane is a very big streamer. She makes a lot of money. Hopefully she's paying well. That's up to her. Why would you compromise this position you're in? You're getting paid to edit and talk to frequently a woman who you're infatuated with, get hours of footage of her, to jerk off to, and you're going to compromise that. Why? Okay, and also, who is that down bad? Who is that deep into the hole of masturbation where they can't even finish editing a video on time? I do not believe that. I'm leaning with Cemetery Girl on this and saying this might be fake, because I don't know if there's a person out there who would be that desperate, who would just be that low where they just. I mean, this guy can't take a break to jerk off to just edit the video. Like, you know what I mean? How frequent is this happening where you can't finish a video and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just throw this dream opportunity away to jerk off to my dream woman all day, get paid for it, and have a relationship with her? I'm calling bullshit on this a little bit. What do you think, Krosif?
Oh damn! I you know what? I was trying to go the other way. I really was, but you know, I don't know, man. It's just like it is unbelievable. How is this? I'm like, damn. Time wise, like, I mean, you can't wait. You can't wait until you finish it and go back and do your thing.
Even if you do a couple rounds, it's that many where you can't complete it. You didn't go, hey, I finished the first couple minutes, you know, squeak one out, done. And while you're resting,
don't know how crazy this guy is. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be real low.
He could be an extra. He could be a crazy dude out there, man. We've seen worse.
I mean, he's definitely put aside his urges to become that good of an editor where she doesn't want to lose him because he's so good, right? So obviously he's
still her editor. That's interesting.
No, I don't think she's not her editor. I don't think he's editing her. But I'm saying, so when she first was talking about it, she was like, he's so good that even though he turned stuff in late, I didn't want to lose him, right? So he's obviously put aside his urges enough in his life to where he's able to become a great editor.
Yeah.
So my man can't keep doing it.
Good enough job, even though they're late, but that's exactly what I was thinking when you said that. I was like, well, I don't know. Like, I can see.
I don't know what type of people are the editors. I mean, a lot of these. I mean, I'm not trying to categorize a whole group, but like people that tend to do this work, do they tend to stay in the house a lot?
I'm sure.
Mainly,
I'm sure. I think editors can come in all shapes and sizes. I don't think you can really stereotype them because it's such like like a wide variety of them. I don't know if there is if there's an exact like cliche.
If this guy's an independent editor, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm wondering.
Probably.
But I mean, he's so good. He's a proficient editor. Like how he dedicated his craft. He dedicated his time to this extent. Like why would he jeopardize that? You know, and then he's gonna jeopardize his name in the industry too. Like you don't think Pokimane's gonna be like, hey, you know, Jason, you can't hang. These guys are jerking off all damn day. You know,
I mean, maybe he can just edit for us, you know, and you know, we're a bunch of dudes. He won't feel like jerking off.
We don't know what he's into. He might be both.
Nothing.
Why are you assuming? It's Pride Month. You can't be assuming during Pride Month.
Yeah, you're right.
Crazy?
I can't.
You better stop. You better stop right now. It's absolutely a ridiculous story. Speaking of ridiculous story, I think this one is more ridiculous than the one we just discussed. All right. So there's a basketball player named Draymond Green. I have no idea who he is. I don't know what he plays for. Or I just know he's in the NBA, right?
Oh my god.
And he came out lamenting the fact, and he said that he's taking umbrage with the fact that the NBA does not set the players up for financial success when they leave the NBA.
Now you know you're retarded.
First of all, the NBA is not a university. The NBA is not a school. Second of all, the minimum salary in the NBA is $1 million. So just by getting signed, I would say they do set you up for financial success. Then he elaborated and he was like, well, you know, I get fined a lot. Okay, do you not know the rules of the game? He got like $2 million in fines. Meanwhile, the guy's contract is at least $25 million, I've read. I don't know if that's per year. Listen, that could be one time, and you're still ahead of 99.9% of Americans. Okay, seriously. If you don't know by this time to put a couple million in a Roth IRA, stock market, get a financial advisor, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Okay? You need to stop getting fined, put some money aside. It's really not that hard. You can literally blow $10 million and still be good forever. Like, that had to be the most insane comment I've heard all year. The NBA
I
does
mean,
not
if he
set
wants
you
the
up for
NBA
financial
to have
success.
financial literacy seminars, I mean, that's a good idea in general. I mean, but they also have like people come over and women and, you know, come over and explain the pitfalls of what can happen when whores come to you, gold diggers come to you. I mean, there's people there talking to them. I just feel like it's a bunch of young egos. Like at the end of the day, it's a bunch of young people that's rich all of a sudden. They're millionaires all of a sudden. Now they're just going to act the fuck up. So I don't think that has nothing to do with the NBA. I mean,
The NBA has
somebody
no
on your team is advising
obligation.
you. You're just not listening.
The NBA has no obligation but to pay you and do whatever they're contractually obligated to do. That's it. Whatever it says in your contract, that's what they're supposed to do. You are set up for life, pretty much, when you sign up with the NBA. Not to mention all the sponsorships that usually come with being a great player, all the deals. And you're going to tell me you're not set up. You're set up more than anybody in this room and anybody in many rooms in the United States, let alone the world. Get real, get a grip, get on the court, and stop getting fined. Really. Enough. Ridiculous. Crow, let's see those sour balls.
Let's see these balls. Oh,
So here's the
man.
story behind this, right? So if you didn't watch the 6 Hour Spectacular, make sure you do. But if you, those are some big balls. Are those bigger than the ones that you had?
No, I think these are smaller.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So Crow ended up doing a very special sour challenge where he put the two of the most sourest candies in his mouth, did a sour soda and some sour droppers, right? So really, Cemetery Girl had a big part to play in that because we were the ones really discussing this, right? So once I told her what happened, I told her, it didn't really affect him as much. She was like, "You got him the Black Death sour balls, right?" I said, no, I got him the Mega Sours, the ones I looked on Amazon that I sent to you to show you that these are the ones. And she's like, no, you got the wrong ones. Those are not the sours. Because so then when we're looking, I also got Clay on this, right? Clay and I look into it and we look up the Mega Sour balls and we saw a guy eat them and he was freaking out. So I thought those were the right ones. Cemetery Girl was like, listen, I don't know about those fucking Mega Sours, but Black Death, those are the ones that everybody knows. Those are the ones that everybody freaks out about. So listen, I don't know about those Mega Sours. They could also be super sour. We don't really know. It didn't have much of an effect on Crow, but for good measure, right now, Crow is going to be doing the Black Death sour balls. He's going to put two of them in his mouth at the same time. We're going to see what happens. Crow, are you ready?
At the same time, I'm actually
That's what
nervous
you did.
about
That's what
this
you did
one.
last time. You did two at the same time.
I feel like I didn't do the same time, but hold on. All right, hold on. I'm mad nervous right
I
now.
thought you did.
Damn, I'm actually really nervous
Why
about this.
you weren't nervous the first time? You were like, "Ain't nobody better than me at no sour. I'm the fucking
I know.
man."
Yeah, you just threw them both in at the same time.
You put
Look
them
at
in.
'em.
Okay, he's got them in. All right, he's swishing them around his mouth. He doesn't seem affected, right?
It's not puckering or anything.
This is it. This dude's the crow's legend.
This is not bad.
Wow. I watched a video of a girl doing one of these in the car and she was like hyperventilating. She was having a seizure. She was having a panic attack all at the same time. And you put both of them in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Telling you guys ruined his taste buds with all that hot shit.
We burned your taste buds off, dude. Wow.
I've always been like this. I've been like this since I was a kid. I've always been able to handle the sour stuff.
That's it. That's
Ooh,
it. It's a
good.
wrap. Black Death ain't shit for the
I don't know
crow.
why I was bugging out. This is mad light work. Like
The girl was freaking.
Wow.
The girl looked like she was
I was
possessed by a
crying
demon.
over this.
She was like she was possessed by a demon when she had those.
No
balls
way.
in her mouth. We made
You
sure we got.
overdramatic.
We make sure we got these from the Black Death website. This is it, bro.
Black
the crow
Death.
is a
This
legend.
is not the one.
The crow
This
is
not that
impervious
powerful.
to sour. He can't be touched. He cannot be matched. He cannot be fucked with. This is amazing. This is
This is
spectacular.
really good. Now it's just sweet.
This is spectacular. Speaking of spectacular, let's go around the table. Let's go around the room. Roddy, what were your thoughts? In-depth analysis of the 6 Hour Spectacular this year. You are a longtime fan of the show. You've been there since day one.
Yep. Yeah, before you released this latest one, I always told you my favorite was the very first one because you guys did all 6 hours just straight through, actually, like live, I guess you could say, live recording at least. And but this one takes the cake this time. This one bumped that one to number 2. This was a good episode and it was, 6 and 50 something minutes. So
It was the
actually
almost 7 hour special.
like bonus material pretty much.
Bugs.
Everything was cool. I really, the part with Electra, she's always great on the show. The Pasties quiz time, I always love Pasties quiz time.
This one was great. This one was a big shock.
And yeah, again, and but my favorite part had to have been the aliens.
The alien hour. You like the all about alien segment, huh?
That was great. Yeah, it was great. That guy seemed like a very intelligent, know-how person. Like he seems really knew what he was talking about. So I enjoyed that, like just all the way through. It was entertaining. So
Mr. K was a great find for the show. Mr. K killed it. He was, like you said, he's very intelligent. He knows what he's talking about. He speaks with a lot of confidence, and he's very interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting. He has a lot of insight.
Wow. You know what I liked about him? He was not he didn't come off as condescending like a lot of these quote unquote experts do.
No, Eddie and him had different opinions about things, but they would talk like gentlemen, not like we talk on this show. That was a whole different vibe. Very respectful, not like Crow and I.
So they can actually have a conversation.
They had a rational conversation. Like, what about this? They go, well, actually, I think this is actually like that. I don't know if that's exactly true. On here, we just go, fuck you. That's bullshit. Get out of here. You're retarded.
Your voice don't matter.
I like that Justin mug, Roddy. That's a nice Justin mug.
Shout out to Justin.
Wow.
Happy gay month.
That's right.
Hey, my gay man.
Happy Pride Month, Justin. We know it's your favorite time it's your favorite month. It's his favorite
time.
That's right.
Every year.
Wow. So you are. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot coming from you. That this 6 Hour Spectacular, the fourth one, was the greatest one of all thus far.
Hell yeah. Jam packed it. It was more than 6 hours. I didn't even feel that. It just went by fast.
Wow. So you love the quiz time. You love the spooky section and the aliens part.
Yeah. And of course, that's not even mentioning the stuff I was in, which was, making a man's dream come true. That was great.
Yeah, we got Leonard laid. If you haven't heard that we did that, we got a virgin laid. Not on the show, but we got it done off the air, and he came and expressed his opinions on it.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to say about Rodrigo?
I'm just really, thanks for including me once again. This, it's really, it's really cool because like you said, I've been listening to you guys from the very beginning. I started out as a fan. Now I'm definitely part of that crew. So appreciate the invite.
It was an honor to have you.
Thank you.
As soon as I started putting things together, I said, I think Roddy needs to start it with us. I think Roddy needs to start the show, especially because we didn't have Dre this year. I knew early on we weren't going to have Dre because we usually record the 6 Hour Spectaculars on Saturdays so that we have 2 days to if we mess up, if anything goes wrong, we have 2 days afterwards so we can edit, so we can redo things if anything goes wrong. So Saturday's no good for Dre, neither is Friday or Sunday. So I was like, damn, we're not going to have Dre. So we got to have Roddy come on. Well, and you were right. I forgot about this. Dre wasn't even on the first one.
Yeah.
Because he had a stripper in his room.
I consider him being on just because he wasn't on, but there was a whole thing to do with him. So
with the stripper being in his room and burning a hole in his
room
bed.
and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Because we were doing updates. We did updates, right? With him, hey, is Dre coming in? Yeah, he goes, no, the stripper's still in my room, man.
It was he still took up a part of that real estate in that time.
Right.
Was kind of
just with the experience alone.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Right. Very glad to have you, Roddy. You did great. You knocked it out of the park. Crow, what were your thoughts about this?
I mean, I loved it. The first one always has a special place because it was a challenge to doing those hours straight through. But knowing that we could do it and getting it done, that was fun. Just a unique experience, and it was great to always start something fresh with you guys. And just see everybody work hard and get it done. But this one really took a special place because of how much the growth show, between fans, Vanessa, Roddy, Leonard. You know what I'm saying? It was just so active.
It was
and
like
having
12 people on this, not including myself, I think.
yeah,
Right? 11 or
Tony,
12?
Eddie. Pasty. We have you, Cemetery Girl.
No,
Well,
she wasn't
Electric,
on this one.
Electra, Mr. K.
This was a
You know,
heavy hitter. This was a lot of people. We got two fresh new faces on this one. One that was and Tony and Leonard are still pretty fresh faces here too. So
Yes.
really, if you really think about it, 4 fresh faces.
hmm
Right. Commence.
Clay. So just having such a big group just shows how much we've grown as a team and the Gritty Knows Best family. So I'm looking forward to meeting more fans and talking to new people and seeing what the world has for us. Next special is probably even going to be better. I just have faith in that because of how much everybody came together and did their parts well. Vanessa, I feel like, was one of my best parts because I knew she was going to be funny and she killed it.
Knocked it out of the park. Everybody knocked it out of the park. Nobody slacked. Nobody came through half-ass.
No. Not at all.
To your point.
You had Leonard. He was entertaining. He said something. I wish towards the end.
There's a lot.
You
of
brought it
stuff
up
on
a
this
few.
show.
Yeah. What was it? Damn, I can't remember it. But he was just
Supporting about black
oh,
business.
the pimp.
Oh, let's not say that. Let's not say that.
Yeah, dude. He said something about pimp. I'm like, there was no pimp.
Let's not say that. We went to Vegas. There's no pimps.
There's no pimps, but it was just so
I'll have
funny.
to cut that. I'll have to cut that.
But just everything and just the experience, giving somebody like that, one of our boys, unique experience. That was fun all on its own. Everybody did their shit.
Right. So what were some of your favorite parts? Do you have a standout?
I would say Passy's game time was so disappointing in just the right way.
Disappointing in a fun way, yeah. That's a good way to describe
disappointing in a
it.
fun.
Great way to describe it.
I mean, I was just like, what the hell is happening? I feel like we was in a weird Twilight Zone. Like, I'm like, is this really like? Can we do a whole survey with albino?
No, Dominicans.
Dominicans?
Yeah, albino Dominicans. They really let us, the albino Dominican women really letting us down on this show. They're really not showing out for their team.
We're supporting you guys. We really
We're trying.
I
tried. I mean, if anybody can say they tried, it's me at the end of that episode. At the end of that, I'm not gonna say it in case y'all didn't see it, but I mean, I really tried. Okay.
They put in so many hours into these big ass books to learn about psychology and other things.
And wow,
I don't know what happened, guys.
Love to Vanessa though. Love to Vanessa.
They're brilliant though. What else? We have just Eddie and the Vanessa situation, having them together. That was a real fun part.
You were looking forward to the alien segment as much as
was.
anybody. What did you think of that? Did you finish that?
I didn't finish all of it, but listen,
You had a whole week.
got distracted. Mr. K though, when his voice was the best. I feel like he just listening to him. I mainly just listened to the sound of his voice. I was moving around, making the sandwich, listening to him talk. It was great.
All right, interesting. Getting a little homoerotic.
A little homoerotic, you know what I'm saying? He had a great voice.
You really like his voice, huh? Wow, interesting. Anything else?
What else?
No. Let me tell
We
you
gotta
this
see more Tony.
We want some more Tony. That's right.
We have to
love
see
Tony.
more Tony.
We love Tony. Let me tell you about what I thought about this amazing episode. All right. So this was very unique to me. Every 6-hour spectacular has its challenge to me. And I always notice it kind of while it's going on. The first one was obviously doing it. We didn't even know if we could do 6 hours straight before. That was like the first challenge. Then the other one, I had COVID during the show. That was insane. That was so tough to do that one. I mean, once I got into it, it was good, but it was tough to get ready for that show while I had COVID, and then once I was over, like editing it because I was just freaking dead. And everyone, this one was very interesting because the other ones we get ready about 3 months before, and we have everything ready to go. We're really putting stuff like pedal to the metal 3 months before, and we have stuff getting recorded and a lot of things put to paper. This one was not like that at all. The only thing that we did for sure was we knew we were going to get Leonard laid, and we knew we were going to try and do that. About 3 months before, I started, making the rounds with all the anonymous investors, and I started putting together SEAL Team 6. And then I said, listen, we're gonna get it done about a week or two before the special. So really, that wasn't even a thing until we didn't have to think about that till a week or till the month of the special. Then I brought everybody together. Said, okay, start doing it now. Start handling it now, because I wanted Leonard to come on the next week and talk about it. I wanted it to be fresh in his mind. So really, unlike all the other specials, I did not do anything till about 2 weeks before, which was kind of worrying me because stuff wasn't really coming to me like it usually does, right? So, and I'm not one to force things. I was just like, listen, the 6 hours is gonna come when it comes. I'm not the kind of guy to force things creatively. You know what I mean? And I wasn't really nervous about it. Like, I didn't know what the spooky section was gonna be. I thought of the alien segment maybe the week before. I knew that we were gonna do the alien. I knew that I was gonna do that alien show. I knew that I wanted to do that. But I didn't think it was going to be on the special because I didn't know when we were going to do it. And then it just came to me, let's do it on the special. So everything kind of just came bang, 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 bang together 2 weeks before. And I'm going to say this right now. It was one of the funnest 2 weeks I've had in such a long time. Doing all the research, getting everything together. This may have been the most fun I've had getting ready for a 6 hour spectacular. And I didn't know how it was going to play out. I'm always very nervous about it because we had, like I said, we had new faces coming on. I didn't know how they were going to do. I didn't know how people were even going to react to having the alien segment. I thought maybe people were going to go, oh, you guys did a spooky segment hours before, and now you got an alien segment. Like, who gives a fuck about that? Like, we never really talked about aliens that much on this show, so I was a little nervous even putting that on there. I didn't know if people were even going to like that. So to hear that people thought that was the best segment really made me happy, and it made me proud. And I was really proud of Mr. K and Eddie for knocking that out of the park. I mean, they fucking destroyed it. And I was really happy and really proud with everybody because, like I said, I think everybody came to win. Everybody came to play. Everybody killed it in their own special way, in their own manner. And I just had a ton of fun. It was the easiest one to set up. It was the easiest one to do. And it was the easiest one to edit. You can ask Crow. When we got done with that,
facts.
the only thing that really kind of threw wrenches into things were people rescheduled everything because the way we were going to do it was do half the day before and half the next day. We were going to do pretty much all the pre-recorded stuff the day before and then the rest of the stuff that day, like Mo doing the sour stuff and getting Leonard on. But like the quiz time, the alien hour, and Electra's thing were all supposed to be the day before. But pretty much all the stuff got rescheduled till the day of, except for Electra's thing. That we did Friday. Everything else, we were up from 10 o'clock in the morning till almost midnight doing that show. So we did about 9 hours pretty much straight that whole day. We got maybe 2 hours in between. And those 2 hours, I was still working and doing stuff. So that was the only thing that was kind of like, it threw a wrench into things, but it wasn't bad. I had a lot of fun. This was the first 6 hour special that I finished, and I was not tired. I was not tired at all. The only thing I thought was, holy shit, how am I going to edit all this? Because it was a lot. We actually did like 9 hours of work, really. So I knew I had to cut 6 hours down to 9 hours. And I was like, and I feel like this was the best produced one, in my opinion. There was more music. There was more better transitions. Yes. It was the best produced one, if I do say so myself. Roddy was shaking his head, so I'll take that as a yes. I take that as an agreement. I really tried to make better transitions and to edit this one better. So I was like, how am I going to, this is going to be crazy because I was like, tomorrow I'm going to be so tired after this. I woke up the next day ready to fucking go. Like fire in me, and I literally finished editing that shit in like not even a day. It took no time to edit that 6 hour spectacular, and it was the funnest editing job I've done in forever. And I'm gonna say the same thing you say, Roddy. That was the best 6 hours we've ever done, almost 7 hours. I agree with you on that one, and I say that is the best 6 hours we've ever done. It was the funnest, it was the easiest, and for it to be 7 hours, and for it to be as I would use the word complex as we had it, like would have this many moving parts. And I got to say thank you to everybody for just showing up pretty much on time. Everybody was a little late here, a little late there, rescheduled for the next day. But everybody made it. Everybody made it at a decent time, and I really don't care about rescheduling and people being late. I always like when people are usually late because it gives us more time to get ready anyway. Like I just don't want. I just don't like people canceling. That's it. You could be late, but don't cancel. So I just gotta say thank you to everybody for being there relatively on time, for doing their absolute best and making that the best 6 hours we've ever done. Pretty much, it's unanimous that this was a great show. And I didn't know what to think about it. I let the people dictate, how it is. I'm not gonna say if you guys said it was a shitty show, then it was a shitty show. You guys are the ones that it's for, So it doesn't really matter what I think about it. At the end of the day, I really get my, the energy from you guys. So to hear that people enjoyed it made me very, very proud. And the fact that we pulled off the most complex 6 hours, I say, bravo to us.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was also 7 was crazy.
Yeah, that's
because I was like, at first I'm like, am I really gonna cut this to 6 hours? Like I feel like I was gonna do us a disservice by doing that. I did cut things. I cut things that I thought like, this is cool, but we don't need this. We don't need this here. We're already it's a long show. Let's cut the fat. Even if the fat's kind of good, it's not the best. So let's cut it. My shit, it didn't matter. It didn't matter whose shit it was. It was going to get cut. But really, if I made a full version, it was not that much. It really was not that crazy. You wouldn't even really notice it. So and I think that it worked out well because, Roddy, you said it didn't feel like 7 hours. So I think the cuts that I made were justified, and it was for the best. They didn't slow the show down. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And a lot of it was us just downtime anyway, like getting ready and technical difficulties and, waiting for people or transitioning to the next segment. And we had maybe like a 10-minute little delay where we're just kind of chilling out, So if it was a stream, it still would have been good. But, for it to be a 6-hour spectacular, I want it to be tight. I want it to be a tight show. So thank you to everybody. I mean, hopefully I remember everybody when I say this, but thank you to Crow, to Roddy, to Electra, to EJ, to Mr. K, to Tony, to Leonard, to Clay. Am I forgetting anybody that was on that show? That was pretty much everybody on that show.
You said Mr. K?
I said Mr. K. Justin behind the scenes.
Of
Dre
course,
behind the
always.
scenes. Cemetery Girl behind the scenes. Oh, we forgot Pasty. Obviously, Pasty. Vanessa. I forgot those two. Pasty and Vanessa. I mean, everybody. Thank you so much. That was one more round of applause.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Before we go, I need to explain another reason that I'm right again.
Oh,
Another reason that I am always correct.
Yep.
So usually when we go on vacation, Pasty and the Crow and I, sometimes we walk into establishments and I go, this is not it. I don't know what it is about this place. I'm not feeling it. But I'm not a Debbie Downer. I try not, because this is one thing I will always do. Whenever we go on vacation, they go, let's get some Indian food. I go, not as long as we're sharing a hotel room, we are not getting Indian food. You guys are not eating Indian food. You're not having it while we're sharing a hotel room. If we get separate rooms, yeah, go ahead, eat Indian food. So I always veto that, right? Put my foot down there. But there's times when we walk into restaurants and I go, I don't know about this. This is not it. We walked into that Italian place and I was like, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. I did not like the vibe of it. I didn't like how close. This was during COVID, right?
Yeah, this was COVID.
Right? This is during like peak COVID, right? Not peak, but still COVID, right? And
no, it was peak season.
Was it peak?
People were actively staying the fuck away from each other at this point.
Well, not in this restaurant, right? Because this was like an Italian, hey, everybody's family, everybody come in, kiss each other, hug each other, right? So I make sure the one thing I did when we walked into that Italian place said, we're sitting in the corner next to nobody. But they had this big, like Last Supper-esque table in the middle, right?
In the center of the room.
And people were sitting there. Now, there was like this group sitting there, right? And then the restaurant is not full at this point, but I see the waitress bring over another group. And they sit them directly next to the group sitting there, right? And I'm watching this from down by my table, and I'm like a fucking soccer game. I'm like, no way this broad is gonna sit this family next to this family, right? And I'm like, these people are gonna be pissed. And as soon as I think that, the lady that was already there, her head, she looked like a fucking owl. She went, like she's like, I noticed, bitch, didn't just put these motherfuckers right. I mean, shoulder to shoulder. As soon as I saw that, bro, might as well. Before that, the food was terrible, right? Spicy penny vodka, never had that. Never, I don't know if this was a Mexican / Italian fucking fusion. I never had spicy penny vodka. And we walk out, and I go, "Hey, Dad,
I didn't know no better.
I just came out of this place, and they had spicy penny vodka." He said, "The fuck you talking about, spicy penny vodka?" I go, "Okay, all right, I'm not bugging, right?" As soon as they put that family next to them, I got up and I said, "Pastor, hand the bill. I'm out of here. I'm walking out of here before we get COVID in here. I cannot be in here. There's no way." That was the first place. Then we go to One Jenny in Utica, right? We walk in, Mo's not there, and I go,
No, not for this event.
I go, this is not good. This is not it. And we're hanging out with our friend Joe. But I'm like, let me not say nothing. Let me not say nothing. Joe looks over to me and he goes, what the fuck are we doing here? Why is everybody sweat? Like, everybody was walking out sweating profusely for no reason. Everybody was sitting close together. And the food there was deplorable. The worst pizza I've ever seen. The worst pizza I've ever had. My man Joe asked for wings, right? Like wings in honey mustard. It was soup. That's how much sauce they put with the wings. It was honey wing soup. It was disgusting. It was in a bowl, lathered is not even the word, drenched in sauce, right? So I say that to say this. I'm usually right about these things, right? But I hold my tongue. So we go to Myrtle Beach, right? And Pastor goes, I want to try N-Hop. I go, oh, God, here we go. Now we're going to, what the fuck? Like, I was like, what is this now? What is this? So he's like, we got to try N-Hop. We got to try N-Hop. I'm like avoiding it, right? And then I kind of feel bad because I'm like, I keep dictating where we're going at Myrtle Beach. I'm like, let's go here. Let's go there. Fuck that place. Let's go this place. So I look at him. I go, let's do it. Let's do N-Hop. Let's just try it. Let's try it. He's all excited. You know, let's can't wait. Can't wait to go to N-Hop, right? We go in. I'm gonna get a nice Belgian waffle. $30 for the waffle. I go, what? $20 for a hot chocolate. I go, what? Where are we? Where are we? Right? And they're listening to fucking. They got like what do you call it? like reggae music playing, which I didn't really have a problem. I just don't feel like listening to reggae music during brunch. It wasn't for me. This is not early morning music, right? I just did not like the vibe in there. The vibe was off as if with the other ones, right? And I look at Pastor.
You don't hear no Caribbean?
No. I don't think. When I think of brunch, I don't think Caribbean. I think of gays. I want to go to a
man,
breakfast.
it actually is a good vibe. Listen to
And
some
also, let me say this:
Caribbean music.
another theory that I have with gays. Not only do they do podcasts the best, but they also do brunch. When I think of brunch, I think of gays. Okay, and my favorite place to eat by my house is called the Whisk. I eat there like all the time. And everybody in there is gay. Everybody that works at the guy that owns the place, his ex-husband works there, and his new husband. I don't know how he's pulling that one off. My man's a G. Like, I don't know how he's doing that one. He's great. The vibes are great. The brunch is always great. And that place, I don't care if I pay a little extra. I pay a little extra. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive, right? So we go to N-Hop and I go, what the fuck? I order the smallest thing I can, like the lightest thing I can. And I go, let me get, I'll get some eggs and like a waffle that's $15 instead of $30. Imagine that. Imagine how good this waffle's going to be, right? That is $15. The eggs were shit. I've never eaten eggs from a breakfast place that sucked. How do you mess up scrambled eggs? Explain it to me.
Now you know you're retarded.
Try. I could see, I go to Roddy's house. I never ate from him before. He goes, and he sucks at making eggs, right? He's not a chef. He doesn't own a breakfast place. And I mean, it was like the worst egg. I don't know what kind of shit they use on their grill. It was the oil.
Was your worst egg experience?
It was my worst experience. That's true. I don't have a laugh track, but I would use it right now. We'll use the crows.
Excellent joke.
The crows are laughing. The crows are laughing at that. The worst experience I have. I literally never had eggs, and I go, "What am I eating? What is this?" Right?
No cheese, no butter.
I didn't eat cheese. I didn't eat cheese. I didn't even eat cheese. But they used some kind of oil or lubricant on the grill, and it was disgusting. Terrible.
So they lubricate their eggs.
It wasn't olive oil, and it wasn't butter. And
It's
it wasn't,
KY.
I don't know if it was margarine or whatever, but it sucked, right? So now we walk out of there, right?
It was in butter.
And I could feel the attitude from the waitress as soon as I said, when I was like, can we get the check? She goes, you need a box? I go, don't worry about a box. My plate was full, bro. My plate was full. I said, keep that box, bro. Don't worry about it. This is going right in the trash. I could feel the hatred coming out of her freaking eyes, right? Then we go to check out, right? Because we have to bring our card to the checkout place. And we pay with our card. And I don't write a tip because, first of all, I'm not tipping, but Pastor tipped. And there was a tip on the table, as people do, right? Usually people leave a tip on. This is not foreign. She looks at me when I give her the receipt and she goes, gee, thanks. As
oh
if
my
to say,
God, I wish I was there. Damn, so you had a bad Myrtle experience.
so I walk out and it really hits me like I have a delayed reaction. I go, oh no, you're welcome. Yeah, see you later. Because I'm not expecting a negative response. I go, hey, you're welcome. I'm trying to be nice to her. She didn't make the food, I don't think. She didn't make the prices. So then I walk out and I go, what the fuck did she just say? I was about to say, Pastor, go back in there and take that tip off the damn table. But I was like, let me not do that. And let me tell you why we didn't do that. Because she was shadowing a woman. She had a trainee, and I said, I don't want to leave her out of the tip because she was nice. So anyway, we leave NHOP, right? Terrible experience. Pastor regrets it. And I'm like, this is why, like, you got to listen to me. But I didn't say anything because I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be a dick, right?
You just got to be a dick right
So
now.
the other day, right, to bring the story to a conclusion, a wild conclusion. I'm on the toilet reading some articles, getting ready for the show, and I see an article about roach-infested restaurants in Myrtle Beach. And I look and I'm about to pass it because I'm like, oh, it's probably just because of my algorithm, Myrtle Beach. I talk about it, blah blah blah, and I say to myself, how funny would it be if NHOP was on this list, right? So it says roaches and improperly handled raw meat at Myrtle Beach's worst restaurant inspections. I go down, they go, here's the 4 worst inspected restaurants in Myrtle Beach. First one that comes up, NHOP. These motherfuckers had roaches, had flies, grime all over the utensils, grime on the walls, food stored on the floor. It was a travesty in there. It was an absolute travesty. And they said like, oh, they got a 79, but once they did it, the health inspectors came back and they got 100%. I don't care about that. You got some fucking nerve charging $20 for a hot chocolate that probably got roach shit in it. It got roach shit garnish and flies. Do you guys know that when flies land on shit, they take a dump on it?
Yes, all the
There
time.
was a
That's what I
fly
do.
guaranteed on my waffle, and it took a shit on it. That's probably why my eggs sucked, because there was fly shit garnish.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. What, you guys got some balls to charge $40 for $60, whatever, for a waffle, and you can't even take a damn Clorox wipe to the establishment?
I wonder,
Now
Pastor,
you
been
know
sluggish
you're
lately.
retarded.
Didn't he finish his meal?
I don't think Pastor took umbrage with the food itself. He was not a fan of the prices, though. Not a fan. I mean, and literally as we leave, I'm counting all the places we could have went to instead. I go, oh, look at this place. We could have went there. That place is better. Look at this place. We could have. I spent $27 on a waffle and 3 eggs. Can you believe that?
I'm so hungry, yeah.
You believe that shit? And I didn't even eat nothing. It was absolutely deplorable. And now to find out that they got a 79, roaches everywhere, flies everywhere. And you know what's crazier? Is they must be brainwashing people. Because if you look up NHOP in Myrtle Beach, the reviews, absolutely fantastic. You got to come. Line around the block. I mean, they can't be paying for this menu because it was like 5,000 flawless reviews. This is my other theory. And I'm sorry to report this. I know we have fans from all around the world in every state, okay? But hear me out. And I know you guys don't know this because you don't know any better. If you're not from New York, you literally don't know what good food is. I'm sorry to tell you that. I know, Roddy, you're not from New York. It's just something in our DNA, something in our water supply. We know what good food is. I grew up around, and it wasn't until I came up to Utica and people go, "Oh man, you're new here. You got to try this place." I'll try it, and it's a piece of shit. It's garbage food. It's terrible food. You come up here, they manipulate recipes, and they go, "We made this great new recipe." I'm like, "This is literally invented before, and you guys made it worse. You guys like made a staple dish 10 times worse. How could you do this?" Listen, I'm not blaming anybody. You just literally don't know any better. That's why people go, "Oh, when you go to another country, you don't want to go to try their food?" I go, "No, because it probably sucks. It probably sucks compared to New York City food." Like the only two places I can imagine going the food's good is Mexico, or probably like Puerto Rico, Mexico, Japan, and DR. And probably like another like Spanish
Filipinos,
country.
I feel like will make good food.
Filipino, yeah, you go get like, something on a stick, like a raccoon on a stick. That's probably good. You know what I mean? But like,
I think they do that in Texas too.
like I'm just sorry to report that if you're not from New York, you don't have a good barometer. You don't have you can't tell what good, but you got to look at it. It's also like ignorance is bliss, because that means you guys can literally go anywhere and have a good meal. You're not. It's
not in Europe. If you live in Europe, you know the food sucks.
Come on. You can't even. What you guys have like have beans on toast. Come on.
like what are y'all even doing?
Come on. Let's be real.
Like I don't even know why Americans would move out there and like stay there. Like what is wrong with you?
I would not.
Unless you're cooking all your food.
The things that restaurants get low scores here is what French people eat, all the bugs and shit. So
you get eat them snails.
Yeah, they eat snails.
I'm still down to try a snail though.
I'll try snail. Shout out to our French listeners, though. We still love you. And we are going to, listen, we have so many French listeners now. We're going to start respecting French holidays on the show. We are co-opted. That's right.
One.
The next big French holiday, we will celebrate it because we love you, because you guys are showing so much support to GKB over there. It's going to be great. Just know when we go, we're going to bring our own food. Just know that. We're bringing our own stuff, our own ingredients. We're not going to eat there. I'm sorry to tell you. Unless you invite us over and you can guarantee you're a good cook, maybe. Possibly.
You fry it. Like if you can fry it for us, I'm like, big fan immediately. Just try it.
I don't even trust it. I don't even trust fried stuff over there. They don't even know they use the same batter. I don't know what they do. I don't know what's going on.
Isn't the bread supposed to be good? The baguettes? Oh, that shit.
That's true. I better breadcrumbs.
What the Pope was saying in that private meeting. He was talking about how he's going to go buy a baguette.
Is that what he said? They misinterpreted him?
They misheard it.
He said the church is full of a bunch of baguettes. Who let all the baguettes into the church?
Yeah, for real.
Oh man! So shout out to the NHOP. Do not go there. Please don't go. You heard it here first. I've said it many times. This is a
black-owned business, right?
Black-owned business. Listen, I don't know what you want. Mo,
Shame on you.
You gotta go.
Shame. What's the N stand for in NHOP? I've never even heard of it.
I don't know.
It stands for national, and that's the way it's gonna stay.
Instead of
national. Not Negro.
It's a business. I'm like, is that what the N stands for then?
They can't. I mean, they're not that silly.
No, they're pretty silly over there. They're pretty silly, if you ask me.
It's silly little fuckers.
Speaking of silly, anybody got any silly things to say before we get out of here?
Oh, I wish you a gay happy night.
A happy gay night. Go watch Challengers. Go watch Challengers and tell us what you think about it. Roddy, you have 2 podcasts that you produce. Why don't you tell us about it?
He really does.
Go ahead and check out. Probably the best place is just the main hub there on YouTube on Roddy TV. Subscribe to that, and you can see all.
They're on Pornhub.
Yeah, the Pornhub.
Okay.
And if not, you can find both Alta Red and Roddy Radio on Spotify, and Apple Podcasts has Alta Red as well, but mainly Spotify and YouTube is where you want to find us. So,
right. If you haven't listened to it, listen to the 6 Hour Spectacular, and if you haven't listened to the ones prior to it, if you're a new listener, you're a new supporter. Listen to the other 3. They all have their own life to it, which is interesting. They all have like their own feeling to it. The first one is very different than all of the other ones, I would say, right, Roddy? You think that one's very unique?
Yeah, for sure.
We were working out the kinks of everything, and I feel like we've gotten better at making a longer show and not rushing it and still making it interesting. So you can go back and listen to the progression of the 6 Hour Spectaculars. Okay, peace and love. See you next time.
That was a good
I'll suck my own dick for that episode.
I'm leaving that at the end.
Yeah, that's
Damn it.
That's the thing to say. I would have never guessed.
We're still rolling, buddy.